Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Kyle here with Family Firearm Reviews. Behind the camera, we have Lauren. So she's always our lovely camera lady.
I'm back here.
So we have today the Smith & Wesson Response in 9mm. So this is something I've really tried to get my hands on. We've had it for a little bit, just haven't been able to make it to the range. We threw our Romeo MSR on there, just a cheap, I mean these are like 80 bucks you can get these for. We have a Sight Mark 3 X magnifier on there too that we can run with it. We thought would be pretty neat, so we can reach out, kind of train some AR stuff. It has a lot of these same AR controls that you're familiar with, but unfortunately it is only for the right-handed person, no ambi controls. So if we look over here, you can see we have our safety, we have our bolt catch, bolt release, we have our mag release, everything like that, right? Of course, we have our mag release on this side. And we have the standard, T charging handle. Now listen, this is kind of strange because this is all polymer. You have a polymer handguard, polymer upper and lower, polymer grip, right? And it does take M-LOK stuff on the grip and the foregrip here. I threw this on there as like a little hand stop. It did come with these, so there's another set there. You can give yourself a little bit of texture while you're gripping there. You do have a full Picatinny rail on top, so we could run whatever accessories we really want on this. We can really customize this how we're comfortable. Now, if we look here, it does have a stock because this is a 16.5-inch barrel. So this isn't a pistol. This is actually a legit PCC. You can change this out for whatever you like. You can put any kind of Magpul furniture on here. This takes the same size as your typical AR buffer tube here. So it's a nice design. Now everything is polymer, so maybe wear and tear on this, maybe beating it up may be an issue. I've seen some videos with the polymer hand grips over time with abuse. They could actually crack. So we'll see how that holds up here. Today we're going to do our typical 150 rounds. We're going to shoot 3 different bullet weights. We've got 115 right here. We have 147. And we do have our 124 NATO loads there because this is 1/2x28, so we can run it suppressed as well underneath here. We have a little cover there, so if you're going to run it suppressed, you can run it suppressed. You can get a different barrel lug, maybe a shroud or something on there that you would like. So a lot of great features. Now I am going to pull the chamber indicator out of there. We are unloaded, and I'm going to talk about the trigger. So the trigger is very crisp. It's a flat face trigger, and as you can see, there's a little bit of take up, and then it goes off. So not very much take up. It's got a nice flat trigger in there. It's got AR components in there, and the reset, very crisp, and you're right back on that trigger. No creep after that reset. So with that, let's dive into the numbers. So with our Smith & Wesson Response, we do have a 16.5-inch barrel length, which making this a true PCC. We do have a 1 10 twist barrel on here. We have an overall length, and it's going to range because we do have this adjustable stock from 32 1/8 all the way out to 35 3/8. So you can practice just like we have a normal AR out here with us. We do have a height of around 8 inches, and we have a width of 2.75 inches. So this weighs around 94.4 ounces, and when it's fully loaded, we're just north of 6 pounds with a fully loaded magazine. Now that is with one of the extended magazines that it comes with. Remember, this does take Glock mags, which is something really cool, and we're gonna dive into those accessories right now. So this does come with a lot of accessories like we talked about. So it does come with the pieces here we put on to add a little bit of grip texture. Our foregrip or our stop right here did not come with it. I threw that on there. I just like to have somewhere where I know I can position my hand comfortably when I'm getting my grip. And I can just kind of bump up against there. It gives me something, maybe if I'm shooting against a barricade, I can put this, apply some pressure to help me stay a little bit more stable. So that was something I did add. Now we do have swappable mags, right? We have a setup here where we can change the housing, as you can see right here, and we can actually run Glock magazines. So if you got a lot of Glock magazines floating around, which a lot of us do, you could swap that out. Today we're going with the Smith & Wesson mags. So you can run the Smith & Wesson mags. It does come with 2 extended mags here, but you can run other ones. I have 16 round mags here from my M&P 2.0 that we're gonna run. And what's really cool is you can actually change the grips on this firearm. So it's got the typical M&P stippling, but it does have all the back straps. So if you wanted to go a little bit larger, needed a little bit more beaver tail, a little bit more swell, you're able to change that out. Now this does take your standard AR grip, so you can swap it out for your favorite grip as well. Again, you can customize this, mock this up just like your rifle. Now it does have a little bit of flaring on the mag well, but not a ton, right? So I mean, there's a little bit in there, but it's not as good as some of the other ones out there on the market, but it is, the controls are very easy to reach. As you can see here, my hand goes right up on there. It's got good stippling, good grips. I mean, this is great texture. We all know that M&P has that really good texture. There's also some textured points here on our 15-inch handguard. that just comes with it, and I also added the additional texture. So again, it's very easy to kind of accessorize this, and I'm really impressed. Very light. The polymer is kind of a choice. They wanted to do that to keep the weight down, so we'll kind of see how that works. And this is a direct blowback gun, so it's a little different. It's supposed to be pretty soft shooting, so we'll see how that is when we get out there. I did kind of zero this with my laser at the house, so we have a bore sighter. Did our best there, so we'll see how close I was when we were home. They also give you other pieces here, so you can kind of close up maybe some of the gaps in the grips, depending on what you have. I mean, these aren't really gonna make up that big difference here. If we look, you can see, depending on what you have in there, but you can throw different pieces on there. It all comes with it. I don't think that's really going to make a difference, even if you do run the standard mags. I mean, there's still a pretty big gap there. So again, you can run the standard mags. These are the 17 rounders. I'm sorry, these are 17 round mags I have here that came with my other firearms. So you can run those. You can get some of the extended ones. We're not going to swap out to the Glock today. We're going to run the whole 150 just bone stock how it comes, and it does come with the Smith & Wesson mag setup here, so you'll have to swap out for the Glock. There's a lot of videos on that, and we'll also go over making that, but you can see kind of where the flares are on that mag well there. It's the same for this one, so it does kind of help you funnel that inside of there. Again, we are going to run it suppressed. We're going to throw our Osprey 45 on there and have some fun with this today. So let's get to the important stuff. Let's get to our accuracy test. Let's get out there and get to shooting. So we're out here with our Smith & Wesson Response. We're going to do a 3-round accuracy test. We'll see how good I was at sighting this in. We've got our NRA 6-inch circle out there at 25 yards. So we will see how we're doing here, and we'll go from there. So I got 2 high and left and 1 to the center, so I'm going to adjust this a little bit, and then we'll get Lauren's shots.
I did pretty good.
Well, I killed our tripod, but man, it's pretty fun to shoot. It does have a little bit of recoil, right? You can definitely hear that kind of going back across there. It's not the quietest thing. Definitely has a tight spring. You can really hear that bouncing when you got it up against there. And these aren't the best for shooting rifle. Lauren's gonna luck out today, but let's get her behind the rifle. So Lauren just wrapped up shooting, and the gun made a real weird sound, she said, on the last shot. And we're just shooting 115 Blazer brass right now, and well, our bolt is kind of all loosey-goosey in there. So I've tried to reset it with the charging handle, and then it's still having some issues, right? So I'm trying to lock it back here. I can't lock it back, so I think it broke. So we're gonna pop this open here on the table, but it's definitely, it had a failure. Something internally is not allowing it to work. It is unloaded right now, but the bolt catch, I can't even, if I pull this back and try to lock it back with the bolt catch. Oh, it did lock back that time. I got it to lock back. So let's see if I can send it home. But we've got some kind of malfunction in there. So let's pop this open real quick. I got to grab a pen and push the pin, and we'll see what's going on. So we got on the table, we do have that kind of limp bolt. We were able to lock it back, but when we send it home, it's resetting the trigger, but the bolt's not staying. So I'm not really sure. I'm not thinking that's safe to fire, so I'm gonna pop it apart and see what's going on here. Seems like something might be jammed up back here, maybe the spring or something. So you gotta use a little chamber flag, push your pin out. It comes apart just like an AR. Yeah, see my spring's all messed up. It looks like it's not coming back to forward. So let's pull that out. Something's going on here. Push my out of the way. This was not an expected turn to my day. So there's a rubber O-ring here that has my spring all bound up. If you guys can see it right there. So we're definitely going to have to pull that apart, get that O-ring replaced. Can you guys see that? Right here. There's a bind up right there. So we're not going to be able to shoot this today. We're going to have to send this back. So I'm going to say I was really excited to get this. I'm kind of disappointed there with that. There's a malfunction in the buffer tube. That does have pretty long, or malfunction with the buffer system. The counterweight there, I mean, that's just, it's all balled up there. So we're going to have to send this back, and we'll let you know what Smith & Wesson says about it. So, sorry guys. As for now, the response is a big no, unfortunately.
Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Comment below. We want to hear from you. Get more content from family firearm reviews by joining our Patreon and checking out the links in the description.